The Red Raiders still have important games to play, but the portal is open. And in today's video, we'll go over a trio of players Texas Tech has formally made contact with in the portal, including the Mountain West Freshman of the Year. Hey, how's it going, everybody? It's RC Maxfield here for the Back to 12 podcast. If you want more of these portal updates throughout this 30-day window that is known as the transfer portal in Texas Tech, well, men's basketball is going to be very active in it. All I ask you to do is simply like the video. If you've been around since last year, you know how this goes. We typically talk about 3 or 4 players in a video. We will talk about 3 today. Let's get right to it. And all of this in terms of the description of these guys and the scouting report that I have put together will be down in the description below if y'all want to check that out. But I'll save my thoughts for the video in terms of the overall thoughts so y'all can see them on here. All right. Izaiah Pasha. He is a guard from Delaware. He is 6'4", 190, originally from Connecticut, but he has 3 years of eligibility remaining. And when I say originally from Connecticut, he did not play for the Huskies. He is from the state of Connecticut. When you look at him, again, 6'4", 190, a heavy usage rate for the Blue Hens up there in Delaware as a true freshman, 23.3% usage rate, good in the pick and roll and in open space. If you know anything about the targets that the Red Raiders have had in the first 2 years of Grant McCasland in the transfer portal, the pick and roll is of the utmost importance, okay? He can consistently get to the rim in either situation, whether it's the pick and roll, isolation, out in transition. 68% of his field goal attempts came at the rim, so he's obviously getting there with great efficiency. Really good passer, 24% assist rate. He forces teams to play to his pace, which is really interesting to watch as a true freshman, right, up there in the Colonial. But he is rarely sped up, okay? He has a calmness when I watch him on tape, and obviously that goes back to him not being sped up. He does struggle with turnovers. I will say that. He is a true freshman, however, so that should get better, but he does have a 21% turnover rate. No way around it, not good. Just simple and plain, it's not good. But he is a good catch-and-shoot guy, ranked 89th percentile according to Synergy, but struggles with off-the-dribble shooting, okay? Defensively, he has switch potential, really good through 1 through 3, maybe a smaller 4, but you feel good 1 through 3 when you watch it. He's got some physicality in his game, but mostly a shifty player on both ends of the floor, and obviously the physicality can be a little bit more developed once he has a couple of years in a college weight program, right? Overall, though, when I watch him play basketball, he reminds me of Milos Uzan down at Houston. If you don't know, Milos Uzan started his career at Oklahoma. He was a really solid player, had some flaws, but when I watch him play, Pasha, it just literally reminds me of Milos Uzan. I mean, it feels like a carbon copy. They're both bigger guards that thrive in the pick and roll. They need to develop in terms of their shots off the bounce. That's what the Uzan knock was, right? But it's very clear why Grant McCasland and crew would go after a guard like Izaiah up at Delaware. He is a guy that, in my opinion, if you were to land him in the portal, he could fit seamlessly next to a guy like Christian Anderson. I almost think of it in the sense of Christian Anderson can be more ball dominant than this guy, but a very similar situation to what Houston had in their backcourt in the sense of Milos Uzan and LJ Cryer. He's a good one and a name to monitor as Texas Tech has formally reached out to him in the portal. Another name that I think is really interesting from the standpoint of he has Tech ties, and I also just love watching him play basketball. Nevada forward Nick Davidson. He is 6'10", 238. He has 1 year of eligibility remaining, and if you are like me, you love a good stretch 4. That is what Nick Davidson is, okay? He is a stretch 4 in every sense of the term, okay? He shoots plus 37% from deep. He isn't afraid to get physical on the block. He ranks 81st percentile in catch and shoot and 90th percentile on spot-up shots. He plays strategically below the rim, but don't get it twisted. Like, you're looking at him when you see his film and thinking to yourself, okay, I don't know if this guy's athletic. And then he's jumping damn near to the top of the block in terms of on the backboard. I mean, he's got some sneaky athleticism. Now, he's a decent roll man, and I think this is probably my biggest knock on him. He only ranks 37th percentile on the pick and roll as the roll man, but as a cutter, he ranks 70th percentile nationally, and he just understands space really, really well. Whether that's on the pick and roll, he does a lot better. As I mentioned, only 37th percentile as the roll man. He does a lot better in the pick and pop where he finds that space. And he's also really good at being off the ball and just figuring out where that spot is in the soft spot in terms of the defense, right? He can play face up or post up, has the ability to play off the bounce on the perimeter, but isn't a strength to be relied on when I say off the bounce. Like, I don't feel comfortable with him playing like Grant Nelson does at Alabama. Do I think they have similar traits? Some, but Grant Nelson is a far better primary ball handler as a forward than Nick Davidson would be. The interesting part is Davidson actually played with Darion Williams during Darion's freshman year at Nevada and Nick Davidson's redshirt freshman for the Wolfpack back in the 2022-2023 season. So there's a little tie there. But my overall thoughts is this about Nick Davidson. Okay, he is a solid big who has a unique skill set. And from what McCaslin and crew have prioritized in the portal, I'm a bit surprised just because of the pick and roll metrics that they're interested. Now, the thing is this. Maybe they see on film that he's not being used well in the pick and roll, and that is totally justifiable because I think he has the body and the archetype to be good in the pick and roll. Just maybe he wasn't being used right. Davidson is a good player, but isn't elite in the pick and roll, as I mentioned, and that trait alone typically excludes players from being liked by Grant McCaslin, right? But I think that they watch him on tape, and to me, it looked like Nevada used him in a weird kind of way in the pick and roll, and I think that Texas Tech watches that and thinks to themselves, not that they can fix it completely, but they can be more effective and efficient with him in the pick and roll. He's a name to monitor for the Red Raiders. Before we get into the final name on the list and in the video today, just one more reminder. If you want more Texas Tech men's basketball transfer portal updates, all I'm going to ask you to do is like the video. And hey, if you want to hit that subscribe button as well, the videos will go right onto your YouTube feed and be right ready for you when you get on the app. All right. This one's fun. I'm not even going to try and, not play bias. I'm not. This is fun. This guy's really fun to watch. Magoon Gwath. G-W-A-T-H is how you spell his last name. Again, Magoon Gwath, a forward from San Diego State, 7 foot even, 205, and went to Texas high school basketball, i.e. in Euless. He has 3 years of eligibility remaining. He is the Mountain West Freshman of the Year and the Mountain West Defensive Player of the Year. If you're not aware, Texas Tech has landed the 2 previous Mountain West Freshmen of the Year. You may know them. They've done pretty good things for Texas Tech, considering they, combined scored north of 50 points against Drake in the round of 32. You may know them as D5 or JT, or maybe JT is the Big 12 Player of the Year this past year. So I think this route has worked out pretty well for the Red Raiders. When you watch Magoon play, by the way, it's just really fun to say his name. He's shot 37.8% from 3 on 45 attempts. It was limited. He does need to work on his hands a little bit closer to the rim. He has soft hands and has touch, but I think sometimes he's just lackadaisical with it and he struggles on certain catches. That's fine. Honestly, gonna be my biggest knock on him when it comes to this scouting report. He had an 18.3 usage rate as a true freshman on a really damn good San Diego State team, okay? He isn't the most physical player, but don't get it twisted. He still has really good post-up metrics, actually ranking in the 90th percentile according to Synergy. Now, this is where things get interesting because this side of the floor is where I think right now today, he's already elite. I don't even think it's a question. Watching him play, he is an elite defender, okay? Obviously, Mountain West Defensive Player of the Year. That title doesn't do it justice. Go watch the film. The link will be down. in the description of the video to watch his highlights, okay? He is an elite defender. 13.7% block rate. He can guard 1 through 5. I feel a little bit more comfortable if it was 2 to 5, but don't get it twisted. He has really good feet, and if he's switched onto a primary ball handler in a pick and roll situation, you feel fine with it. Okay, do I want him out there all the time doing it? No, but he has good enough feet as a 7-footer. He's agile, his length, and oh, by the way, he's pretty damn smart for a freshman, right? It's just mind-boggling to me watching him in terms of out on the perimeter, play defense. 7-footers shouldn't move like him. Just very simply put, they shouldn't, okay? When I watch him, don't hear what I'm not saying here, okay? Do not hear what I'm not saying. When I watch him, I see Fetty. If Fetty had a modern 5 offensive skill set. We all know Fetty is just a roll man. He can roll. Magoon can. He can also shoot. He can also beat you off the dribble. He can be a primary ball handler in certain situations. He's a really good screener. He is a modern 5 with Fetty's defensive skill sets even up a notch. He's that good, okay? It's just when I watch him, right, defensively they're very similar. They can go out on the perimeter. They can guard smaller guards when need be, right? But Magoon is really good in the pick and roll. He can beat his guys in terms of both in the roll. He can do it in the pick and pop. He has Tech ties, okay? He is from the Metroplex. We know that GM Kellen Buffington is from there. He is one of the most highly regarded basketball just people in the DFW area. He is the GM for Texas Tech men's basketball. Don't be surprised if Texas Tech is heavily in his recruitment, and it would not shock me at all if Magoon Guath is wearing the scarlet and black next year out in the 806 and is the starting center in year number 3 of the Grant McCaslin era out at Texas Tech. Again, names to watch. You've got Izaiah Pasha, you've got Nick Davidson, and then you've got Magoon Guath from San Diego State. Again, those are the names to monitor right now in terms of, well, just some of them. We'll have more videos here on the channel when it comes to Texas Tech men's basketball transfer portal targets. And if you want those videos sent straight to you, 3 simple steps. Like the video, hit that subscribe button, and turn on that notification bell to stay in the know on all things Texas Tech men's basketball. Not only on the hardwood, the Red Raiders are making a deep tournament run right now, but also in the portal. It's a balancing act. This is why you got Buff as your GM. He's one of the best in the business in Texas Tech. I promise you, they'll be focused on what's going on the court. They're also focused trying to make sure next year's roster is in a really damn good spot. All right, I'm RC Maxfield reminding you, this is the Back to 12 podcast. And as always, stay safe and wreck 'em Tech.